All right. Hello, hello. We're streaming. That's what we're doing. Let's see. I think we're streaming. Yes, we are. I'm gonna do my sanity check. Go to YouTube. Go to Twitch. Make sure everything's all good.
Chat. I'm trying to find y'all right. A lot of y'all writing.
Hey. Looking good on Twitch. Looking good on YouTube. All right. Let me post a quick link in the Discord, and we'll be on our way. I think a more efficient streamer would have already done that. That's okay. It's all good. Hello everyone, Manifold Decor. How's it going? Mason, what's up? We got Jules. Sad music, man. I do like Gravity Falls. I like it a lot. Boblin time. It's Boblin time. How's it going, Moonlord? Should be watching this on YouTube or Twitch. Honestly, whatever floats your boat. I think I cater the experience a little more towards YouTube, but Twitch has emotes. And I think you can redeem points for things. It's been a while. Twitch is a little dusty. Twitch is dusty. Oh, share. Copy link. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to post it in the Discord. Announcements at ping for streaming. Live now on YouTube. Oh. Cool. Okay. How's everyone doing? How's your Mondays? Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat here. Last time you streamed was literally the second time since December of 2024 that I missed one of your streams. That's because I went to bed early after you got the flu. Oh man, the flu got you. Sorry, Mason. That's funny. I appreciate the dedication. What are we doing today? I honestly have no idea. We're gonna figure it out. In your opinion, how long until the game is playable? I mean, it is playable. I have playtesters right now who join the Patreon, but for the public, demo like later this year, August maybe. Because we do want to get the demo out before 2027 for sure. We're going to do our early access release mid-2027. And by the way the schedule's going, I think maybe July or August. I think that's a safe bet for a public demo. How's it going, Feudal Parrot? Welcome in. Welcome in from over there on Twitch. Boring until now. Let's go. Call me Garfield the way I hate Mondays. Honestly, same. About to go home for the day. Sounds nice. We love that. Oh, my fan won't turn on. Oh no, this is bad. I think the cat's unplugged it. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I need to go dumpster diving by my electrical mess and behind my desk. Alright, we're good. Oh, been a hectic day for you, Jules. What happened? Do share. I decided to steal all of your assets and make a game called Isle Goblin. No! $7.4 million? Oh, jeez. You've ruined me, Mason. You've ruined me. Oh, man. My prospects. Dang it. How could this be? How could this happen? Yeah, gang, what on earth are we working on today? Let me look at the list. Crop the art. Yes, okay, that's done. Let me add that to my done pile. All right, I'm just gonna think aloud here. Oh man, we got these small tasks that I didn't want to get to. Let's skip those for now. Let's do a fun one. What's a fun task? Make it so that you can fuse items to the bows. Right now, you can fuse items to the swords to alter their performance. Okay, we could do spears, bows, and such. Rework tile data transfer. That sounds boring. Improve the crafting menu. Maybe if I had more time to brainstorm beforehand. Add an auto mine feature. Auto mine feature. It seems like that's the that's a big one. Yeah, I'm thinking either the fusions or the auto mining. How's it going, Gucci? Welcome back. Good to see you. How you doing? Isle Goggins, like from the new Fallout show? Honestly, that's a good question for Mason. Oh, how's it going, Lucky? When I tried to type stupid, it automatically make the word into autistic. I'm not joking. That's crazy. That's insane. That's not good. That's not a good sign, Lucky. Very unlucky, I dare say. Oh man, hey. Are we gonna add an auto mine feature? Is everyone on YouTube? All crickets here. Yeah, Parrot. Most of the people are on YouTube. Honestly, my Twitch is neglected. Hi Matt, love your game. Keep going. Thank you. We'll try our best. We shall try. Okay, guys, let me think. An auto mine feature. I think. Let me just fire up the game real quick. And I'm just gonna see how something like that might feel. How we might want to implement that. I think Terraria does like a you toggle like Alt or something to turn it on and off. And then you just kind of point in a direction and it'll do it. Since your name is Matt, did you just use the Wumbo belt to make Watt? That's exactly what happened. I was like, oh man, what are some cool ways to change my name around? Flip that into Wumbo mode. Bam. There it is. On our end, I'll switch over if needed. Oh, you're good there. It'll just be a little annoying because you can't see the chat for you, but I mean, if you prefer Twitch, that works. Either one. I can see both chats, so it's not a big deal. Strangely enough, Twitch's terms of service do not allow you to combine chats from other services. They're very anal about that. A drill that auto mines? Yeah, I think it's just going to be a regular feature with the pickaxe, because sometimes, especially since we're in this like not quite top down, kind of a 2.5D perspective, it can be a little annoying to try to hit the exact tile you want. I'll just maximize this. Alright. Our goblin cleverly named G. I added some other quality of life features that I think people will like. I'll give you a sneak preview. Give you that preview. I hope Inspiration is having a good time. Resources folder. Absolutely. Would you still make games in a post-apocalyptic scenario? I think I'd be more focused on like hunting or something. But if I had for the free time and technology still existed, perhaps. Okay, guys, one quality of life feature. Some people were complaining that I say complaining as if it was like unwarranted. Some people were saying that they couldn't really tell when there's a roof where the doors are. So I added a feature where you can tap Alt and it'll show you where all the roofs are, so then it's easier to click them. And it'll also show you what NPC is assigned to what bed. So you can more clearly see that which guy owns which bed. which is pretty cool if you ask me. That's one quality of life feature. Oh, I also made it. There was another note that when you gather a ton of items, it all like fills up the screen with plant fiber, plant fiber, plant fiber, plant fiber, all rushing above your head. But now it stacks them all into a single one, which is pretty nice. At least one's of the same type of item, obviously. I added. Wow, why am I forgetting everything? There was a bunch of stuff. Oh, I added previously to join a game, you had to like go into Steam, find your friend, and then right click and click join game. But now you can join game from within the game. Oh, I made it so the scare skulls show you their area of effect, so you don't have to count them out anymore. A bunch of other small things. Oh, the map, I made it so you can drag it now with your mouse instead of having to do WASD like before. That's pretty cool. We love to see that. Oh, here's a big one. You can, where's, oh, I need to give her a house. We'll give her this house. Oh, this house is missing a wall. Hang on. There you go. So it should really quickly assign her there. There we go. NPCs, you can give them equipment now, because there was a problem with, you can invite the NPCs to like go on walks with you, but the problem was they just had their default weapons. So very quickly they became very weak. But now you can give them weapon upgrades, or you can give them armor upgrades. The armor doesn't show on their sprites, sadly, but it does give them armor. And to kind of nerf the NPCs so they're not too overpowered, they can only have one armor instead of, head, chest, and legs. They get one of those. And then their weapon gets a little nerfed. Just because if you're playing 8-player multiplayer and each player has an NPC follow them, we're talking like 16 goblin. I mean, it's too much damage output. So I nerfed them a tiny bit. It's like a 0.25, a 25% nerf. But yeah, pretty cool. We love to see that. What else? The join game stuff. I did a lot of improvements to performance. Yeah. A lot of these are kind of more behind the scenes things. But anyways, I was ignoring chat. This is the first I see in the menu. It's awesome. Thank you. What plays Isle Goblin? I didn't think you liked that game. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Is this Goblin Society ruled by a monarch or something? No, it's matriarchal. This is the... Here's our Goblin matriarch here. She's a little, she got bonked on the head. She's kind of lost it. Hello, Tempura. How's it going? Goblins are mutated humans, and humans are crazy people from the previous world. That'd be awesome. That feels very Adventure Time. And how's it going, Davies? I see you over there on Twitch. They can either be only a head, only a chest, or only legs. Yes. Yes, indeed. That's all they get. One of those things. How important is a developer to enjoy his game? Do you have a period where you didn't enjoy playing a game, but you kept working on it? There was definitely a period where I could tell the game was kind of hot garbage, and I just had to hope and trust in the potential. That was rough. I think since I am kind of, borrowing a lot from existing games, I can kind of trust that the gameplay loop is going to be fun. Before, when I was just building up all the systems, I kind of knew they would mesh together pretty well. I wasn't too concerned about it. I think having the strong vision helped. If I was more just kind of throwing mud at the wall and hoping it sticks, that would probably be a little more tough. It's Parrot again. How dare you ignore us? I'm sorry. We must be forgotten. You're going to rise up? No! Say it ain't so. So guys, auto mining. That's something that's a little tricky. Let me see here, because I already have controller support. Oh, I see. That's a little annoying. I'm forgetting all the controls. I don't use controller very much. Okay. Interesting. Looks like we got a small... Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, okay. Huh. I messed with something with those scare skulls. Looks like I ruined it. Interesting. Coroutine couldn't be started because wooden palisade is inactive. Interesting. What's going on here? Well, I think we just discovered a bug. This is, I think, pretty new. I think I messed this up. Yeah, we'll have to look at mining with controller. I think something's a little messed up. Yeah, sword works okay. For some reason the shadows aren't getting disabled. That was really weird. I did mess with that recently too. Hang on, let's look at the code. Shadow, activate, deactivate. Interesting, I actually didn't touch much. I think I undid the things that I touched. Return shadow to pool. Deactivate shadow. Light collider dot enabled. Yeah, that's all I changed. It's a pretty harmless change. I got rid of the daylight collider. This is always null, so this right here doesn't do anything. Light collider 2D dot enabled is equal to false. I walk that back. Oh, I see. That's what I changed. Okay, I can bring that back. Okay, that should fix that. But yeah, what's up with the, I don't know what's up with the pickaxe here. Because it works fine normally. Oh, can pickaxes not chop down the palisades? Maybe not. Oh, something is up. What is this? What is this nonsense? Even the regular pickaxe doesn't work. Okay, I'm glad I checked. Yeah, let's, hang on, let me put the controller down. Interesting. Alright, it's being funky. I guess we're bug hunting. I guess that's what we're doing on the stream. Yeah, we're getting some null references. Okay, swinging equipable. That's gotta be it. Issue here with this item stack being set to max value. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. See what's up. This is line 346 of item, which is called by the dialog HUD. Interesting. So, the dialog HUD says, hey, what armor do we have? Armor assembly. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say this is null if armor assembly struct dot is empty, then we do it. So what's happening was this was asking, hey, give me the armor for this NPC, but it was empty. The NPC didn't have any armor. And then what it would try to do is run this code where it takes that struct and converts it into the non-struct version to mesh with the rest of the code. But there was nothing there, so I was freaking out. So what we're going to do is instead say, hey, it started out as null, and if it's empty, or if it's not empty, then you're good to go. Alright, that's one bug down. Then we got to get the other one. Using Unity. You betcha. Will you add any content as an homage to Homekeeper? Probably. I think that'd be fun. I mean, my publisher also published Corekeeper, so we got the in. We're in. I just have to ask the guy. Why is your town so much prettier than mine? Mason, I hate to say it, but this is the auto-generated town. I think maybe because, What am I trying to say? I re-enabled the shadows. I had disabled those recently, but now they're back. That's right, new shadows. I don't know why I disabled them. Also, it's autumn. That's probably why. It looks really nice in the autumn season. You don't use pickaxes to break bushes. Yeah, but I tried to go over to the rock wall and it didn't work either. Oh, I just tried to play the game again. I didn't mean to do that. No, I wanted to look at the error. Dang it. I always do that, bro. I either hit this clear button just compulsively, because I kind of do that a lot, or I press play and I clear all the stupid errors. It's okay, we'll get back. If there's anything I know how to do, it's get errors to appear. That's my special skill. Yeah, see, I do press it compulsively. Collab? I love a good collab. If your favorite color could be any color, what would it be? Well, my favorite color is like a blue, but if it could be anything, I've always wanted to be a green guy. Maybe, I guess I do like green a lot. I don't know, when we were kids, I was the blue one and my little brother was the green one. So I've been very anti-green for a while, just due to the bias that comes with being an older sibling, you know. But I love some green, and I am the goblin guy, so you know. Okay, let's see if the shadows disable. So watch. No, they don't. They're still there. Evil shadows. Did you see that? How could this be? This is a crime. Did I not save? I didn't save. Okay, I'm stupid. If I save that now, the game's gonna crash, because does the axe work? No, it doesn't. See that? Yeah, see this error here? Yeah, it's with the axe. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna open this up. What could possibly be the problem? I did change a bunch of stuff right before the stream, so I didn't even test. So it's okay. We'll do a little bit of bug hunting. That's fun. We like bugs. We like catching bugs. We're goblins. Goblins eat bugs, probably. Swinging equipable. Here it is. If object under mouse is axable. Oh, I see what happened here. So, guys, let me explain. Oh man, my cats are clawing at the door. Oh, that's so bright. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with it. Grow up. That was rude. Where's my mouse? This is my beef with MS Paint. I can never see where the mouse is. Okay, I see it now. So previously, we would have. Here's what's visible at all times. So this is like 55 tiles by 30 tiles. I think it's 35 actually. And as your little goblin moves around, it despawns the tiles in the back and then respawns new ones in front of you. Well, this is made up of 5 layers. There's the BG1 layer, or background 1, background 2, liquid, midground 1, midground 2, and roof. And that's how I get, you know, the game to look like that. So you could see, where's a good example? Right here. The dirt is on background 1, the grass is all on background 2. These are on like anything mid-groundy, like the walls or the grass or the trees. Those are all mid-ground 1. Anything that's on a mid-ground object, which I actually think there aren't. Oh, this wall-mounted torch. That's a mid-ground 2 object. And then the roofs are the roof objects. So it's all layered. And that becomes expensive because you have a ton of tiles. Like 30, what's 35 times 50? Like, I don't know. It's probably like 1,600. Something like that. Almost 2,000 tiles per layer, and we got 6 layers. Was it 6? BG1, BG2, liquid, MG1, MG2. Yeah, 6 layers. A ton of tiles on the screen at one time. So I made it so that all the dirt tiles are now just a big sheet. And the sheet changes texture when you enter a new biome. It looks a little strange when you're going from one biome to another, but I've seen other games do it. I think I kind of have to do it because it saves just a ton of just processing. Instead of placing a ton of tiles here, it's just one massive sheet. So, a lot of the code, I think, kind of took that for granted. So what it would do is, it would scan here for an object under the mouse. It would say, hey, here we go. Let me actually zoom in here if I can. Okay. Object under the mouse is going to be, get the top tile at a position. Interesting. Actually, I might have been wrong. Okay, well, it's gonna get the top tile at a position. If it's not equal to null, and I think I actually don't want to do the... No, I think I do. If there is an object under the mouse... Let me look at that error location again. I'm actually... Maybe I'm crazy. Line 183. Line 183 is this one. If object under the mouse dot is axable. So it seems like object under the mouse is not being set properly. Layers to ignore. What layers are we ignoring? We ignore the roof layer. If it is a multi-tile object, that's not an issue. Get the top tile at the position. How could that happen? You attempted to ask for an invalid floor. Who called that? Swinging equipable, swinging equipable, swinging equipable, grid object, grid object. How odd. Who's asking for an invalid floor? Get tile data at pause. How strange. Sorry guys, I'm actually kind of perplexed here. What is happening? Flashbanged. I need to learn how to speak ND dev. Can we buy furniture? Yeah, you could find furniture around. And you can craft it. Generally. Somebody asked for... Oh, interesting. A coroutine? What is going on here? 71 and 346. Check if should attack. Topmost tile at pause. Get all absolute spots. Floor change manager dot instance dot get current floor. That should be fine. Is axe. I'm actually kind of confused. I'm not seeing any issues. I didn't change any of this too. This is very weird. Is it something with this function? Tile datas. If layers to... Oh, this is it. I added this. So... Or... It does not... Or... It does not... Yeah, this is interesting. Layers to ignore. So if the player specifies this list of layers to ignore, I want it to take that into account. Otherwise, I want it to continue. So... Maybe I made a typo here. MG2, MG2, MG2. Roof, roof, roof. Heh, I sound like a dog. Liquid, liquid, liquid. BG2, 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 BG1, BG1, BG1. That's all fine. If layers to ignore is null. Or it does not contain the roof layer, then you're not ignoring it and you can do it. Huh. Chosen data is not equal to unit.max value returned value. Okay, that should all be okay. That looks clean to me. I mean, it looks a little goofy. I shouldn't know this if else, but it works. Have you tried to debug it? Breakpoint? I don't know how much that'll help me out. If current target is not equal to null. I've actually never been super into the breakpoints. I usually just use a lot of debug statements and figure it out that way. But maybe now's the time. Does it expose all the variables for you? I guess I'd be curious what this object under mouse variable is getting. Well, I mean, I know it's null. Get top tile at pause. This all seems okay to me. How was this working before, if not now? I didn't change any of this. That's what's confusing me. Something's fishy. World pause was 0, 0 and an invalid floor. Who was calling that? Who would do such a thing? That's such nonsense. Such buffoonery. Goofballery, I dare say. Oh, the take damage function? Get floor of owner. Okay. Well. Tile data is equal to get tile data at pause. Interesting. Maybe this is something I need to fix later. You just said goofballery might explode later. That's true. That's very true. What is in layers to ignore? The roof layer, that's it. No. Get top tile at pause. If layers to ignore is null, or it does not contain the roof, then you can add the roof as a chosen data. Yep, that checks out. These are all else's. Yep. That's all fine. I approve of that. Object under mouse. Oh, if we're playing keyboard mode, we're gonna use this mouse position. Otherwise, we're gonna use this mouse position. Well, clean as you go. We could do that. Okay. This function's good to keep in mind for our auto mining. I forgot I had that. Player mouse.get nearest tile and mouse direction. That's good. If roof level. This should actually never be null. Let's just do that. Debug.log. If object under mouse is not equal to null. Debug.log. Object under mouse is plus obj under mouse dot. Oh, is this going to be a uint? Oh, it's a grid object. Name. Else. Debug.log error. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. Cool. Let's try that. Close this out. What's up, Paint Jumper? How's it going? As you step into the code, you can see which objects are currently being handled on the breakpoint and so on. But in general, it's great practice. I see. I'll give that a shot. Yes, my favorite error message. Yep. Can't go wrong. Panic, panic. Ah. Yeah, the code is saying, at this position, get the topmost tile. Even if there's nothing there, it should still return the dirt. There's always dirt. There's dirt everywhere. So this is some nonsense. This is some tomfoolery. I keep saying tomfoolery. Get top tile at pause. What is up with this? Get all tile data at pause. Oh, this might be the issue. Return val is this. For each layer in get all tile map layers, tile data is equal to get tile at pause. If tile data is not equal to max value or is 0. Yeah. Sorry, if it's not equal to max value and it's not equal to 0, then we add it. Then we return it. That looks fine. This is like a structural piece of code. I don't think I've changed that in ages. That's the sacred text of Goblin's past. Why is the game not running? Are you gonna add mining the nearest block next to you and a button on your keyboard to alternate? Yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're doing today. And I found I already have a cool function for that. And I was like, here's what was going through my mind. I was like, I think I already did that for controller, because if you play with controller, you just point your joystick in a direction and mine, and it does it. But then I just tried it, and it didn't work, and mining is broken. So we're on a bug side quest right now. I think I broke something. After Isle Goblin comes out, will you be putting out the Dirt Ultra Deluxe DLC? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Paid $80 DLC, you get a lot more dirt. Every tile is a different type of dirt. You can collect all of the dirt. It's really, really riveting. I think you guys are gonna like it. Because we all know that goblins, you know, if they're gonna have anything in their pockets, it's gonna be like sticks and dirt. That's for sure. Yeah. Unity needs to, like, I don't know, de-bloat a little bit. It needs to go on like a weight loss program. Do some intermittent fasting or something, because this is ridiculous. Maybe keto. Come on, we're just frozen. Well, at least we can peruse the code. Oh no, we can't. It's frozen too. Really? That's crazy, man. Hello, sir? Sir? I'm clicking the Visual Studio icon on my taskbar, but it's having a seizure. Click. Yeah, gang, this might be one of those days where we take Unity out back and shoot it in the head. I think I'm going to do that. Pop! Sorry, buddy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Cool. Hate to do it. Hate to do it. But sometimes you gotta. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have no clue what's happening here. It's one of those days. I must have changed something really niche. I did kind of tweak some things. Hang on. Let's go. Hang on. Here's what I did change. I can show you exactly what I changed. Okay. Okay. Oh man, this is hard to explain. This right here, this code right here, is for actually spawning in the things that you see, the tiles that get placed. And if you recall, as I said, I recently removed all the dirt tiles, because they're always usually the same in a biome. Like, there's no need to have 2,000 tiles being spawned when they're all pretty much the same. So now it's just a sheet. If you ever walk into a new biome, the sheet changes texture. So that's the context you need. But now there's no more dirt tiles. So anybody who once asked, hey, Mr. Grid Manager, hand me the dirt tile on over there at position 12. This guy now has nothing. So I changed all of those code, all the functions here, to now be except BG1. So you can get the tile except for on the BG1 layer, on the dirt layer. And I looked here, I would go like this, I would go click, and I would see who calls it, and I would make sure in each instance that it's okay. This one, for example, if you're placing an object, it'll say, hey, Mr. Grid Manager, what's here on the spot except for BG1? Well, fortunately, you can't place anything on BG1, so this will never ever happen. And it also has a null check here, so we're safe. The roof fade thing is the same thing. It's actually looking for roof tiles so that it can physically fade them. So yeah, we're good there too. Okay, next function. Oh, let me start the game here while I yap, so I'm not just wasting time. Cool. Next one. Now this one does the exact same thing except it can get multiple tiles at a position. A lot of things call this. I don't see swinging equipable calling it though, so that was what was giving us trouble. I already went through all these. Yeah, I already went through all those. Clear everything. I thought I had a get top tile at pause. Oh, you know what? Oh, how interesting. You know, I did get rid of that. There was a function here called get topmost tile at pause, and I moved it to the map manager. Where is that map manager? There it is. Yeah, that was what was giving us the error. Okay, this existed. This function here existed, but I needed to add one that optionally includes layers that can be ignored. I think I see the issue here, gang. I think I know. Oh boy. Tile datas. Get top tile at pause. So we get all the tile datas. These are tile datas. Return val is null. Cool. Chosen data is equal to the maximum value right now. Oh, I see. If it contains the roof and tile data's roof. This is the issue. Roof is not equal to null. Is not equal to uint.max value. Yeah. And for good measure, and it's not equal to 0. If I were scaling this up at all in any way, I would I would not be doing this if else nonsense. This is kind of bad code here, but I don't really care because I'm only doing it once. Why waste time when I can just copy paste a few things, you know? Like, it's a little stupid and prone to error, but I would never make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Ah! Oh. Alright. That actually might do it. Okay, so now we know that there's a tile data there. It's a legit tile. Okay. It's not in the layers to ignore. Chosen data equals that. If it's not equal to the max value and it's not equal to 0, return val is equal to get the grid object prefab. Okay. I think that... Actually, I don't know if that'll do it. Of course, Unity is going to freak out because I had changed the code while it was running. Honestly, valid crash out. Literally. That kind of makes sense. Oh, just put the command if crash make uncrash. Yeah, I'll do that. Dude, this script is massive. You should try to split it. Yeah, I mean, I could. It's doing a lot of... I don't know. It hasn't really been an issue for me. I think if I were working with other people, I would, but it's just like, get region details for a tile at a position. Is this tile within a positional whatever? Get the tile prefab at this position. Get all tile prefabs at this position. Get spawnable custom tile data. Prioritize a certain biome. So it's like a bunch of random functions that are really useful. Get the top tile color at a position. Things that get used in a handful of places. But I mean, I could split it up. I feel like I'd just be splitting it up for the sake of splitting it up, though, because it never bothers me. But that's for coming from a non-coder guy. I'm not a coder guy, so maybe that's bad. Maybe I'm evil. Evil code. I've said it before and I'll say it again. So I think some of my code in here will give people heart attacks. Good evening, Kimaris. How's it going? There's a bug. I think I'll just start the whole game over. Yeah, I think we can just scrap it at this point. Oh, you know what else I did? Check this out. When you make a character, you can rotate him now. Look at that. So now you can actually tell that this one's a mullet. There it is. From the front, you're like, what is that? But, oh man, full-on mullet action, baby. Anyways. The code never bothered me anyways. I'd be terrified that I mess something up and not be able to fix it and it gets all corrupted. Yeah, that's kind of reasonable. It's easier to read and find stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I rarely am like going through here like, where's that function? You know? I'm rarely like, where is it? It's normally like I know how to get there by navigating. So like, for example, I don't know. Like, say I was looking for the function that when you click the war paint button, then it activates your like war paint activation. I would just go to the input manager, and then I would go find the war paint button pressed thing, and then I would see who calls that. Oh look, the character war paint handler. I forgot that was even a script. And then I go over here, and here I'm at the code. You know, like I can kind of I feel like it's very rare that I'm like, oh, I have to go to this file and like scroll down. I feel like I kind of go to where it's used and then work my way back. But I do definitely, I could see that. Especially, I think, if you're working with other people. I think that would be a necessity. I can't imagine going through somebody else's code and trying to understand it. It's just like a 2,000 line file. That would, I think I can understand that, I think. What were we doing? Oh, we were mining things. Oh, yeah. I might not have fixed it. We'll see. Oh, interesting. How odd. How peculiar. What is going on here? Something's so fishy. I don't think I'm getting any errors right now. Hey. Unmaximize, please. What is going on here? Oh, we're getting our nightmare error. Let's just look at the errors. You attempted to ask for an invalid floor. That's so silly to me. I don't understand what's causing that. Coroutine couldn't be started. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. Okay. Wow. Nightmare. Oh, am I in the wrong? Swinging equipable. There it is. Why would it map manager.get top tile at pause? We know for a fact that there is a tile there, because I was hovering over it. I saw it, in fact. So why would it be? Why is it doing this? Floor change manager.instance.get current floor. That should be fine. Mouse world pause. That should be fine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, that's all fine. Get top tile at position. Just add a bunch of log statements. I do love a good log statement. I think you should just delete all the variables. Just have the number in the body of the code instead, just to save lines and time. Oh, I like that. That's good. That's good. You guys are so helpful. Can you create a function that fixes bugs? Oh, yeah, that's actually also a really good idea. I really like this. I don't know why I didn't think of any of this. I feel... Hang on. Let me, just let me lock in for a few seconds here. Tile data's Get all tile datas at pause with layers. That should be a perfectly functioning function. I did not change this. New dictionary, tile map layer uint. For each layer, tile data, return val.add. Cool. Debug.log. There are tile datas. Oopsies. Okay. Return val is equal to null. Let's do this. Data. We'll do that. Chosen data, return val. If tile datas dot contains key roof. Yes sir, roof. And tile data's roof is not equal to uint.max value. Then if layers to ignore is null, or oh, you know what? Or if it's not null, if it does not contain the roof layer, then and only then, chosen value, chosen data can be whatever's there at the roof. That's so correct. I do not comprehend. Oh no, Jason, I like it. Why are you roofing? That's a good question. When I'm about halfway through a game, I realized how bad I coded it. Yeah, I think my bugs, I think I on stream get brain fog a little bit. Is it possible in the process of making all dirt a screen, you have set everything to a screen or screen status? I definitely think that's what messed it up, but I don't know exactly why. It was like what I did just right before this. I did it this morning. I thought I had it. Get tile data at floor. You attempted to ask for an invalid floor. Who's asking for the invalid floor? The problem is a trillion things call this function. We can go trace it back. Swinging equipable. Right here, asked for an invalid floor. That's so silly. Wait, what? Take damage. 462? Oh. Oh no. I get it. Oh boy. Ah, jeez. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Silly. Teehee. Oh no. Retro. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Golly gee. Yeah, I think I know what I did. Yes, sir. I do. Grid manager.instance. Get top tile at pause. We need the actual instantiated object, not the not the prefab. Duh. I'm so silly. Yeah, guys. Yeah, silly what? Bugs are for kids. Let me explain. Chat. Ah, jeez. So, as I said earlier, You know, you got your character here. Ugh, I hate doing this with a mouse. You got your goblin, bro. He's goblining. And you got all your tiles being spawned in a 35 by 55 rectangle around him constantly. If he moves, then it'll despawn the ones on the left and respawn more on the right, and so on. And there's 5 layers. 6 layers. There were 6. But now, for the dirt, we just put a massive sheet down here. It used to be we would have all the tiles down here, but now it's just a sheet with the texture. So now it's 5 layers plus a sheet. And as I was saying, I changed it such that now, well, the issue was we used to be able to just be like, hey, what's this exact tile? And it would hand you the instantiated tile that exists in the real world, which is a copy of one in memory over here. But now, since we got this stupid sheet down here, there are no tiles. So instead, it was asking for this memory one here, and so it was the axe was basically, the pickaxe was basically saying, "Hey, Mr. Tile, what floor are you on?" And the tile's being like, "What? I don't have a floor. I'm in memory. Like, I'm not. You haven't placed me." And it was getting all confused. So that's what that was our clue, was that over here in our error log, we were saying, you attempted to ask for an invalid floor returning. The floor was invalid floor and the position was 0, 0. So the tile was basically being like, okay, you really want to go through with this? Like I'm on invalid floor and my position 0, 0. I should have known just from this error. Especially since that's the only thing I changed. So anyways, we can't be asking the map manager. The map manager is what handles all the prefab. What prefab is what position in memory. The grid manager is the one that actually handles what is physically here on the grid that we spawned. That was the answer. So I removed this function from the grid manager. I'm gonna add it back, and we're gonna have to do some checks here. Because it can now be null. Previously, this could never be null because there's always dirt, at the very least. So basically, we say, hey, I'm going to delete this error code here. Moving on. Where else do we... If current target is not equal to null. Current target equals object under mouse. That's fine. That code can stay. Okay, here we go. If object under mouse is not equal to null... And how big is the current bug list? Pretty small. I think there's like 6 that I'm aware of that I haven't touched yet. Usually I kind of stomp them out when I see them, like right now. It's usually just when I'm like updating something and adding, or just like revamping something. Most of the time when adding new features, it's not, I mean, say I add farming. I'll go through and add all the farming, and then I'll kind of notice a few issues here and there that may pop up later if I don't notice them right away. But it's very rare that when adding a new feature, I kind of break a bunch of old stuff. It's when I go back and change old stuff. Like if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it so that the shadows are no longer they behave differently. Then I'll kind of break a few things here and there. Or if I like right now. I mean, this is like foundational code. Like what tile is at what position. Like that is like called all over the place. So I tried to check for every single one of these cases, but I have missed this one. But I mean, the known bug list, I should say, is relatively small. No, the multiplayer bug list is probably massive. I haven't done enough multiplayer testing yet. I'm sure there's so much stuff going on there. Because it's hard to test multiplayer because every time I change it, I have to build the game, upload it to Steam, and then open it on my laptop or my Steam Deck, and it takes forever. If it's axable and we're an axe, or object under mouse is not equal to null, and it's axable and an axe. I don't need that parentheses, but I kind of like it. Actually, no, I do. Yeah, we'll do that. I actually don't know if I needed all those parentheses, but I know there might have been a better way to write this, but I know this will work. Okay, now we have to actually add this function to the grid manager, which should be, there it is, public grid object, get top tile at position, floor position, layers to ignore. We can copy the map manager here. Where's the map manager? Sorry guys. Except BG1. Sorry, Ducky, I didn't. I've been very distracted. Actually, Ducky, I don't see any other chats from you. Oh, there you are. You won a PvP tournament? That's awesome. Is it Minecraft PvP? We don't have friends, so that bug list is lower on the priority list. I remember whenever I play multiplayer, like, breaks everything. For sure. Have you found any duping bugs yet? If you both harvest a crop at the same time, I think you'll both get one. Should I buy a Steam Deck or 50 Switch 2s? I do really like the Steam Deck, I'm not gonna lie. Do you ever play the game for fun, or are you always coding it? You know, sometimes I am playing for fun, but it's kind of rare. It's like, usually if I play for fun, it is to kind of try to put myself in the mind of a player and just kind of really try to see what bothers me. You know, try to turn off my developer brain and try my best to turn on my, like, critic brain. But that's kind of hard to do. I'll be back. All right, Paint Jumper. How's it going, Spiffy? Good to see you. Welcome in. An event... No, Grounded. An event called BCW hosted by Tiny Pirate Gaming. Oh, that's cool. PvP tournament in Grounded. That's awesome. What are we doing? Good question, Moonlord. Welcome. We are fixing a bug. Long story short, I'm dumb. I think this will fix it though. Bear with me, and then we can get on to the new stuff. I just need to clean up this function. So right now, this is also a huge script. All grids. Okay. Okay. Yeah. For each. Oh man, what a dictionary. Look at that. Okay, for each. For each tile map layer in, well, all grids dot keys. For each int2 key value pair, int2 comma grid object, pause pair in layer, no, all grids layer. Okay. Oh, wait, actually, no, I don't need to do all that. Is all grids populated in a meaningful way? Roof, then MG2, then MG. Yes, it is. Okay. Get the top tile. If layers to ignore is null, or layers to ignore dot contains layer. So if this layer is valid, then if all grids dot contains key layer, then we want to return if all grids layer dot contains key pause. So if this isn't a forbidden layer and we have the layer and we have the position, then we're good. Return it. Get on out of here. Return all grids. It's gonna be layer pause. Cool. That should be fine. Now if we make it all the way through here and we never find one, then womp womp. Sucks for you. There's no tile there. Return null. Now we can get rid of all of this because that was just for me to copy, but I didn't need to. Cool. Look how clean that is. That's what that other function should have looked like. This function right here in the map manager does the exact same thing, but it's so much bigger because I didn't. That's what this is. See all these if else's? It's kind of embarrassing, but I don't care. We're going on with it. Doesn't matter. Ugh, my neck has been killing me. Oh, see you, Horizon. Thanks for dropping by. Can you make teeth by selling goblin feet picks? Of course you can, Mason. How the coding going along? Not too bad, Lucky. We're chugging away at it. Chugging away. Guys, the weirdest thing happened in my last stream. I think some of you pointed it out in the chat. It said there were 200 concurrent viewers at a time. I don't think that was true, but I looked at the chat, or I looked at the like stream analytics, and it said that there was a peak of 200 at a time, but chat wasn't really flying. I don't know. Maybe it was a lot of lurkers. Maybe it was bots. It didn't feel like 200. It felt like normal. I don't know why it would have like surged out of nowhere. You know, isn't that weird? People with wacky Unity layouts are crazy, but this is a pretty hype stream. Thanks, Noble Duck. Yeah, you think this? You don't like my my Unity layout? That's fair. It is kind of silly. Is it the two project folders? Watts getting too famous. Reset his brain. Bring me the device. No, not again. No, it was weird. I just don't think that's accurate. I think it's a lie. And I've seen crazier layouts. Yeah, I do really like the two project view because I can lock one. And because the problem is dragging and dropping multiple things. Hear me out. If you click, let's say you have a script, or an object, a prefab, a scriptable object, whatever, and you want to drag and drop a bunch of sprites into it. If you go... Sorry, I can't multitask. I gotta get the game going here. I think I can just... I'll show you. We can talk about this once I close the game. I'm very passionate about my two project view layout. I think it's superior. But we'll get there. Caught me lurking while I design a t-shirt. That sounds awesome. That sounds really fun. I see. Yeah, because if you want to drag a bunch of things, you want to need to like shift click. But if you do that, you're going to deselect things in the inspector. So you have to log. I don't know. It makes sense. Okay, hang on. Let's first make sure the shadow thing fixed. Yes. Okay, remember we had the shadows that would linger? Looks like that's fixed now. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Ah, look at this, chat. It's glorious. Behold. Okay, we fixed it. Now. Okay. Yeah, the controller does work. Yeah, so we could add auto mining. Oh, I just auto mined through this poor lady's house. Sorry, ma'am. Oh. Yeah, I kind of like playing on controller. Sort of. In a way. How do I get out of here? Okay, I need to fix that. That was annoying. Ugh, the lag, bro. Whenever I'm streaming, it gets even worse than usual, which is saying something. Oh, can I? How do I? Oh, there we go. Settings. Yeah, if I remove the dynamic lighting, which is a sad thing to do. Look how bland it looks now. It does improve a fair amount. Yeah, see how much of a difference the lighting makes? Like, I like it. Anyways, what's the profiler look like right now? I'd actually like to show you guys what the biggest lag causer in the game is. I find it's not really too accurate when here's what I normally do. I turn off. So this dark green is all of Unity's nastiness, and then the blue and the light green is the game itself. It says like 60 FPS, but I think it's better than that, because when I build the game and I just stand around, it's like 120. So I don't think it's entirely accurate. Like, even when you get rid of the Unity gunk, it still says it's only 60. So I take all this with a grain of salt. And then when I move, you'll see those spikes? That was me walking downwards. So a bunch of tiles just spawned in the downwards direction. So we can take a look at this. And what this is, for those who've never seen it, is every frame, it has to run through a bunch of code. And, you know, do a bunch of other junk. And that's what this is. This is time. So as time went on through the frame, it had to do all this stuff. You'll notice a big chunk here is this chunk manager script here. It's like very wide. It kind of goes from here to here. So this is it, spawning in all the tiles, disabling all the old ones. This is why the lighting adds a lot of lag to the game. It has to disable all the light colliders. I think that takes a fair amount of time. But then just in general, you can see that's kind of the cause of these. It's not all of it, but it's most of it, I think. It's just having to despawn the tiles on the top and, you know, spawn in new ones on the bottom. And I jump through hoops to minimize this. Like, this was so much worse. I think I've got it almost as good as it can be with my system that I have. Right now, when you move down and it despawns a bunch of the tiles at the top, it puts them into a big buffer so they can be reused, and it doesn't fully disable them. And so then, when the next row tries to make some, it'll say, oh, I need a grass tile. Does the buffer have any? It'll check the buffer. If it does, it'll just pop it over, which is pretty minimal impact-wise. And then if the buffer gets too big, I think if it has more than like 3,000 or 4,000 items in it, it'll start to kind of pick away at them. And it'll pick away at them in the order of which they're not used. So let's say you're in the forest biome and you walk over to the jungle biome. You're using all these new tiles, your buffer's filling up, and it's going to say, well, we haven't used those forest tiles in a while, let's get rid of those. So there will be, when you walk into a new biome, it'll have to generate a bunch of tiles. I guess, you know, maximum 55 at a time. But usually it's not noticeable, at least when it's built. When I'm doing it within Unity, it can still kind of chunk a little bit when I'm doing that, but it's not like atrocious. So anyways, that's what I've wrestled with most performance-wise in the game. There's probably a better way to do it. A lot of people have said I need to use the tile map feature in Unity, so it's all rendered as one big mesh or whatever, and one big collider and all done in one pass. But there's kind of an issue with that. I can't kind of get these effects that I like. I'm kind of trading performance for some cool stuff. Like, see how I can kind of walk through these grass leaves? You know? These are each 3 layers tall worth of grass, all on one tile, so that it kind of looks like you're walking through them. Same with the fact that some things have different render distances. Some things, there's kind of some visual trickery that has to go on that can't really happen with a tile map. Yeah. Maybe I could do some stuff in a tile map. I don't know. I'll kind of have to think about it. Yeah. Anyways. That's enough of that. Let's close the game. And let's try... I'm going to read the chat a little bit. I love catching the streams because you never really get the behind the scenes stuff in the previous videos. That's true. My videos nowadays are very like, here's what I added, and that's it. I don't really go into detail. I think that's the only real way to get non-developers to stick around at all. Because, like, if you watch, like, a Michael Reeves video, for example, he's always like, and then I added this thing, and I made the robot do this. You know, no, if he does do technical talk, it's just to complain and sound smart. To be like, I had to do all this vision processing, blah, 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 using this. And it's like, nobody's really watching it to understand what's going on. They're just kind of like, oh, yeah, he did a smart thing and it was hard. Haha. You know? I think I kind of make my videos that way. But it's nice to be able to talk about details like this in a stream. He had a rat named Darius to the game who randomly comes and beats you up if you have cheese. Mason, that's actually a phenomenal idea. I was developing a flying AI enemy in my game. Runs great, amazing, super smart. I was stoked. Then I added 5 of them to my scene and my CPU started on fire. Yeah, the first time I implemented pathfinding in like the original version of this game, I was doing it every frame. It would refresh the path. And I was like, why is my game so laggy? I was really naive back then. Add a cat named Sweerad to the game that beats up a rat for beating you up. That sounds awesome. That makes me think of Mugenics. I've been on a Mugenics grind lately. This will be a commercial project. It has some serious steam behind it. I think if you hire a guy who does optimizations professionally as a consultant to look into the project, I think that'd be good. You'll be fine. Hire him a session or two and you'll be goated. I think that would be nice. Yeah, I think... yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, maybe that's worth looking into. I'll ask my publisher if they'll throw some money my way. Do you think a CS degree is worth it? I'm going to try for future employment, even if I don't really need the degree. I won't be accepted if I don't have it. Back from bringing back empty recycle bins. I see. CS degree is worth it. That's a good question. You might have to ask people who are in the the job market today. I might not be able to give a good answer. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have been like, absolutely. But now that AI is getting all... sorry, hang on. I just got an important email. We're trying to rent an apartment and... okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I would ask another CS person because AI is kind of scary. Unless you really want to do AI coding stuff. But if you want to be... yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think, personally, I don't know. I went the engineering route and I was pretty happy. But I realize that's not for everyone. Okay, let's actually get to the purpose of today's stream and add auto mining. The whole reason I even clicked play in the first place was to kind of get a sense of what it would feel like to add auto mining. I think we need to figure out what button we're going to use for auto mining. So let's look at our input manager. And let's see what buttons are already occupied. Okay, WASD, escape, tab, space, return, keypad enter, equals, minus, semicolon, left alt. Okay, it's looking like control. Oh wait, left control is the trash modifier. Oh boy. The trash modifier for when you're in a menu. We could do left control. Shift maybe? Do we have shift? Left shift? Oh, that's the transfer modifier for the chest. We could double up on those. Wow, I'm writing essay on the American Dream. Do you think it's dead or alive? I mean, American Dream, are we talking like own a house, have a job? Let me look up an exact definition of what that entails. The American Dream is a national ethos in the 18th century which posits that prosperity and upward mobility are attainable for anyone through hard work and determination. It emphasizes equality, freedom, and the ability to achieve a better, richer life regardless of background. The belief that regardless of social class or circumstances of birth, an individual can achieve their own version of success through hard work and initiative. I think to an extent. I think it's possible. Now, is it possible that... I don't know. I think it gets harder if you have, like, bad RNG at the beginning. If your spawn point's bad and, like, your spawn conditions are bad, it's going to be tough. If you spawn into, like, an area that's, you know, a rich family in the middle of a place with really good schools around with... You know, you're going to be better off. But I think it's possible, I guess. But I don't know. I'd say maybe here's my answer. I'd say yes, but maybe not to the extent that I would like. But you know, I think it's there. Yeah. I'm thinking I want it to be a toggle. I think Alt would be a good button, but I used that for the overhead icon toggle, which is interesting. Let me think. Maybe make it so auto mining is all the buttons. Yeah, every time you push any button input, auto mine toggles. I could just do Alt again. No, I mean I could just do Shift. Because right now you use Shift to like transfer items between the chests, but I can make it so that if you're not in a menu, it'll toggle auto mine. If you are in a menu, it won't. Bro just called our bird town spawn places. That's what they are. People should study what interests them and figure the rest out later. I study math. Perhaps my perspective is skewed. Yeah. Yeah. I think you should find the highest paying job that you could tolerate. And do it. That's why I think engineering's nice, because it's like kind of it's cushy, you know, the old 9 to 5. If you got a good like, if you're good at like problem solving and like visualization, and you like making things, and you like math, and you can suffer through school, yeah, I think it's worth it, just because it's so cushy, and it's not that bad. It's kind of fun, and you get to build stuff, and you make a ton of money. And I think some of the more physical ones, like mechanical or electrical, or I think a lot of those are pretty future-proof to an extent. Like, I think we're a long way from AI making really good circuits. I think there's just so much nuance. I don't know. I don't think any sort of... Like right now, our LLMs are basically just kind of spewing out the combination of words that they expect based on the inputs. But I don't know. Every circuit is just so incredibly different. I don't know. I can't see that sort of system working. It would have to be like real AI, like real actual brain function type thing. But I don't know. I'm not an expert. You can make 2 inputs to it. That's true. I believe because my balls kind of hurt. I'm sorry, Lucky. Jeez. Good luck with that. Tolerating your job. Yeah. Study accounting but flunked and got a bachelor's degree in creative writing. Oh, that sounds fun. My perspective at work has changed a lot since I was younger. Oh, yeah? Yeah. At the end of the day, I wanted something that had a good work-life balance so I could work on fun stuff that I care about that would still pay as much as possible. Yeah, let's just fire up and get some inputs going here. So this right here is rewired. I use this. This is an asset. It was pretty much mandatory in Unity because Unity's input was so bad, but then they updated it. So I could have switched to Unity's input, but I'm already like pretty deep in with this and it works and I like it, so we're sticking with it. But anyways, we're gonna call this AutoMine. AutoMine. It's probably just some skilled technician shaking the automated responses. That is what I think AI is currently. I see. If Watt didn't care about fun stenching, Gizmo wouldn't exist. What a tangled web we weave. Indeed. It's very true. I also think the controller doesn't really need the AutoMine feature because it kind of already does that. So we'll just set a keyboard input here. We're going to do duplicate. We're going to call this one, we're going to do alt. This is going to be AutoMine. I'm going to change that name to AutoMine toggle. Alright, and then here's something that if somebody were to play my game, or to join my team and try to help out, it would just be tribal knowledge. If you ever change anything in the rewired input manager, you have to go to the input manager. Wait, where is it? No. You have to go to the control mapper, go down here, add it here. Oh, hang on. Add it here. AutoMine toggle. And then you have to go all the way down here to the languages thing. I had to kind of hack their, oh, shoot. I had to kind of hack this asset a little bit so it would work with localization. Then you go to the languages thing, and then you add a new column. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing because my big head's in the way. Anyways, AutoMine toggle. Then you add in the translation sheet. Key bindings, AutoMine toggle. Now we can translate this. Cool. You'll love to see it. Alright, AutoMine has been implemented from the UI perspective. Okay, this is actually going to be a little tricky. I think we can do it. Now we go over here to the input manager. And I'm actually going to close a bunch of these scripts. We don't need this many scripts open. This is kind of goofy. Cool. I'm also going to zoom out. Sorry, guys. What does AutoMine do exactly? I want specifics. AutoMine will, if you're standing at a tile, I'm going to delete all this. Be gone. Be gone. I feel like pirate software. Oh, I should make it black. Let's do that. He's a good role model, right, guys? Okay. Mason's going insane with power. Wait, hang on. Oh, I see. It would seem so. Can you give Stench an auto kill stick as a weapon that just deletes everything it touches except himself? I was thinking we need like a really overpowered NPC. That's a good idea. Time to commit to Git. Yeah, I think it's been a few hours since I did. I used plastic SCM actually, because that's what Unity supported. Yeah. My dad worked at Blizzard. Let's see. What was I gonna say? What'd you ask about? Oh, auto mine. Yeah, for a little gobblegok, gobbity boy. Is you know, got a bunch to mine. There's a bunch of tiles near him. I think if the mouse is pointed that way, I think it'll I think how this is gonna work is it'll shoot. I think it'll go a tile forward, check if there's something there. Yeah, actually, I already have a function that gets the nearest tile in a direction. We'll have to see how it actually is working. I think it just shoots out a line and sees if it hits any tiles, but in the direction of your mouse. We'll have to look. I'm not sure if we should like kind of have like a little bubble here of things, because what if you hit this tile? I don't know. We'll have to kind of see. I think this is gonna be something where we kind of try it and we feel it out. Is that a red arrow? Yes, I was. Stop it, naughty naughty. You rascals. All right, let's get to coding. So here's what we do, guys. This here is the input manager. This class here, called input status, contains every single input. So anyone at any point can be like, hey, what's the current input status? And then they can get this class, and then they can ask about any of these things. Isn't that nice? So what we're going to do is public bool. We're going to call this automine toggle down. All right, we're just going to call it automine toggle. Now we have to make sure it gets set properly. So sometimes we copy another input status, in which case we actually copy all the things. This might be a little stupid to be doing, but whatever. I don't really care. There, that took 2 seconds. Okay, so now we have to actually set it. We set it by actually, you'll see later. So we need to have a bool here. Okay, so we pump it into this function, and then we say this dot automine is equal to that. So now we actually set the class variable with whatever we punched into as an argument of this function. And then sometimes we want to set it, basically set it to empty. So we're gonna do this is false. If we're like typing, for example. If you're trying to type, you don't want to hit W and have your character move, you know? So you're going to say your input is 0. Okay, we love that. But now we have 2 errors here. As you can see, the first error is that, well, there's no input here for our new bool, the automine toggle. Well, guess what? This is an empty input, so we're going to just set it to false for this one. That's easy. What about the other one? Oh boy. Well, this one is where we actually get the input. So we're going to say this one is going to be player dot, and then we will only want it to do it when we hit the button downwards. We don't want it to be positive all the time, if that makes sense. So only, and then we don't want to do get button. We want to do get button down. So we're going to do auto mine toggle. I have to make sure the case here is correct to match the settings that I put in the other thing, but this looks right. Okay, so now any function anywhere can say, hey, Mr. Input Manager, give me the input, and then can ask, what's the current status of our automine toggle? So we're going to want, let's see where we handle the overhead icon toggle stuff, because I think that's going to be kind of important. Bear with me. How do I do that? If we go to here, and we go to here, here it is. Okay, we have this toggleable overhead icon manager. Realistically, I think I would normally like to make a new manager for a new feature. We have this auto mine feature. I don't know if I want to though. I would like to reuse this one. Nah, that's a little lazy. We'll just make a new manager. Guys, I have so many manager scripts. I use a lot of singletons. Watt, I'll be back. Sounds good, Tinko. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your break. We will welcome you back shortly. I zoned out for a second. But is there a reason it isn't like a struct or something? I keep it as a class because I want it to be passed by reference and not by value. If I were to make it a struct, I believe if you were to ever make, like, let's say another class, another script somewhere is like, hey, give me the input, it would make a copy of it and it would rewrite everything, whereas, and it would take up more space in memory for that new copy. Whereas if it's a class, when you say, hey, give me the input, you're getting a reference to it. You're getting a little pointer to that space in memory. I think that's how it works. Again, I'm not a programmer. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. I don't see the bear with you. Should we be concerned? Yeah, there's a bear right behind the camera. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get eaten and mauled. Okay, let me see here. I just zoned out. I was doing a thing. I was doing something. Oh yeah, we're gonna make a new script. We're gonna call this, I'm gonna put it under grid objects, even though that's probably not where it should go. Where is that? Grid and map, here it is. Create a C# script. We're gonna call this auto mine manager. Bam. Alrighty. Cool. Here's my boilerplate singleton junk. Public static auto mine manager instance public void awake if instance equals null, instance equals this, else if instance is not equal to this, destroy game object. No, don't destroy game. That'd be bad. Just kidding. That wouldn't do anything. Okay. Now we're gonna, I think, save and load public bool auto mine enabled. We're gonna default that to false. I think what we're gonna do is in start public void start. We're gonna do save manager.instance.add add world save listener save data. And we're gonna do load data public void and then on destroy save manager.instance.remove world save listener. So I'm adding save and load functions. Cool, using the save system. And we just want to save a single, we just want to save whether auto mining is enabled or not. So save manager.instance.save data to file. We're going to save, it's going to be called auto mine enabled. The data is just going to be that boolean. And then the save type is going to be save type.overall game data. Because we can actually delete that. Because that's what it is. Whenever you open the game, it's going to save to the overall game data, not to the world, not to the character, but just to your settings, basically. Now we can do... Now when we load, we have to basically say, hey, our auto-mine enabled, what is that? It's going to be save manager.instance.load data. And we'll take this. Now, if there's nothing there, we need a default value. We default it to false, so I'm just going to put that there. And save type dot overall game data. Cool. Okay. So now it saves and loads this value. But how do we change it? In update, we're going to basically be constantly checking public void update. We're going to constantly be checking the input manager input. If input manager.instance.get input for player, and is it the UI asking? No. Dot automine toggle. So if we ever press the automine toggle and we don't have any menus open because the alt key is used for auto trashing. You ever try to break your game just to see what happens? Can't say that I do. And did you have something to eat today? I did. I had 2 tacos. And some popcorn. Yeah, thank you, Jules. Thank you for checking. That's a nice question to ask. And we don't want this to run. Maybe we do. No, we don't. No. Yeah, I'm struggling here. I guess the question is, right now, the alt button is being used for auto toggle, but it's also used for auto trashing. Ooh, here's what we can do. Here's what we do. Player mouse is instance is over UI. Oh no, is UI? Is, I thought I had a function like that. I thought I had a function in here like is over UI. Do I not? I should. Interesting. Wow, I thought I did. Maybe it's item hover manager. That's probably what it is. Is over UI. Yes, sir. Okay. Item hover manager. I like how earlier in the stream I was like, yeah, if I could usually get to things that I need without having to search through the function, but I just had to do that. Maybe I'm wrong. What? Eat your veggies. Do it for me. No! No veggies. Dot mode. Get current input mode. Cool. Okay, here's how this works. So it's constantly going to check the player input, and if we clicked the automine toggle down button, so we clicked alt, and we're in keyboard mode, we're not in controller mode, and we're not over a UI element right now. We're not. The mouse is over the game. Then we toggle. Then we do automine enabled is equal to the opposite of automine enabled. Bam. Bam. Then we can have a public bool automine enabled, where we return automine enabled. There's probably, I could have just done, I don't know. I never really used getters and setters. That's another sin. I never cared for them. I'm evil. Okay. Now we go to the equipable. Swinging equipable? Which one is it? Why bother getting one thing when you can have everything you need? Instead of constantly checking, why don't you just save it when you press the toggle button? Oh, you did remind me. I should save data whenever I change a setting. Why bother getting one thing when you can have everything? Instead of constantly checking, why don't you just save it when you press the toggle button? Because I don't have a way to set up an event where a certain chunk of code gets called at the point that the toggle is pressed. I think. Because every frame I ask my input system these questions. I ask, did this button just go down? Is this button down? Is this button down? Did this button just go down? You know? So I constantly query those things. And so no matter where I put the code, somewhere, every frame, if I wanted to, on the instant that this goes down, have some code run, I would have to somewhere be constantly checking that value. And so I just happen to do it here. And this looks obnoxious, but I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, this right here is a very small drop in the pool in terms of computation. I don't think there's a better way to do this. I don't think I can set up events with the rewired input system such that a certain function gets automatically called whenever this toggles. That I know of. But what do I know? Oh, thank you, Noble Duck. That's very kind of you to say. Welcome back, Team Gum. Good to see you. You should add a ton of side quests. Oh, wow. 999. Then make number 1000 the enemies we made along the way. Oh, that's wholesome. You should make a next video about your troll walking down these paths. I like the sound of that. And finding the solution at the end. Oh, man. The new input system with events is awesome. That does sound nice. That does sound nice. Makes me wonder, though. I mean, behind the scenes, they're probably just doing the same thing, right? Just checking at each frame. That is cool, though. That's, like, built in. I would like that. Cool. Cool. All right. Now we have to go to the actual thing that's going to be using this and asking the question, which is going to be equipable. What is it? Is it the swinging equipable? Placer? No. Instrument stamina. I think it's slashing, dude. And now this is the sword. I'm crazy. I'm losing it. Let's go to let's find an axe and see what code it uses. No, it's not. It's like the update function is like children constantly asking if dinner is ready. Yeah. Events is like when mom calls the kids for dinner when it's ready. Yes, yes. But it does constantly have to pull whether each key is being pressed. Like mom is sitting there looking at all the keys. And then once spacebar gets pressed, mom is saying, oh, it was pressed. Because she was constantly in an update loop checking them. And then she runs a bunch of... Then she calls the kids over. Whereas what I'm doing is... I'm getting confused in my metaphor. Oh, what was I doing? Axe. Because... Hang on. Swinging equipable. Okay, I see. The spacebar fire the events. So yes, but behind the scenes, it does have to constantly be checking whether the spacebar changed status. Otherwise, I mean, if I press the spacebar, it's just changing the queryable status on the keyboard. I would think that behind the scenes, the Unity system knows you use all these buttons, and it's keeping a log of the status of each button. And then each frame it queries the button statuses. It says, "Hey keyboard, what's the spacebar status right now?" Like, I don't think the spacebar is actually sending a pulse that actually like goes through and triggers something. You know what I mean? Like, I think behind the scenes it does still have to ask, but I could be wrong. I'm not a CS guy. I'm a computer engineer guy, but I don't know enough about how all that works. But it would be nice to have it built in. I will say that. That does sound nice. Even if at the end of the day it is sort of similar concept, it is nice to not have to query and update myself. Different approaches to execution flow. Update is a pull-based, constant polling mechanism used for logic that needs to run every frame, while C# events are push-based, reactive notification systems used for decoupled communication between objects. Yes. And I definitely understand that in my update function, it is constantly querying it. And I do understand that the Unity input system would be using events such that when it triggers a spacebar event, it just calls that event once. But what I'm saying is, in order for that event to fire in the first place, I think some constant polling had to have been done. But I'm not positive about that fact. Does that make sense? Like, whatever's under the hood, I'm not sure what it is. But whatever is triggering this event in the first place, whether it's a core asset of C# itself, yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But it's interesting to talk about. That is a good question. I've been lost too. Don't worry, Trax. I saw another message. Hello, I'm interested in game dev, but I'm 21 and have no idea about programming. Is it kind of overwhelming to learn programming? Is there so much stuff? Any advices? I kind of started with all the like the, you know, what are variables and like the for loops and the while loops, and I think a lot of like the boot campy type stuff, like find like a free boot camp in whatever language you want to learn, and kind of get all that done. Like, oh, if I do a for loop, it'll iterate how many times, and it's like a bunch of little puzzles. I think that's a good start. And then kind of more structured stuff, like when do I have like all these like classes that interact with each other in what ways, and all these like keywords that get a little confusing, like, I don't know, all these modifiers and stuff. That takes, that I view it as two steps. I view it as, yeah, learning all the like really basic stuff like variables and adding and subtracting and bit shifting and all that, and then learning like kind of the more overall structure stuff. That's at least how I viewed it when I was learning. I think that second step is a little harder, and you just kind of have to dive into projects. But that's kind of how I went about it. I don't know. For the record, not that it matters here. Event's a lot more performant than the update. It's fine though. Game's looking great. Could help you with your dynamic lighting though. Yeah. I could see that. I'll take your word for it. In terms of dynamic lighting, yeah, currently I'm using a heavily modified version of Smart Lighting 2D. Yeah, the tough stuff is the Yeah, it's tricky. I won't get into it. It does take. It could use some more optimization. He had a random Foxy jump scare setting. A random Foxy jump scare setting. You know, that's something I haven't really considered. All right, Gordon. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you chatting. Yeah, I'll look into the event system a little closer. Just out of curiosity. Did you take any inspiration from Stardew Valley's 10-year anniversary video? Did they just release that? I watched a video recently. It was like Eric going over like the history of it, and then at the end he revealed the 2 marriage candidates. Is that what that was? Yes. I don't know if I took any inspiration from it really. Oh, you mean like I thought you meant like in terms of making videos, but you meant in terms of like game development. I see. Yeah, I mean, I've always liked his story. That's very inspiring. I mean, the guy's freaking filthy rich and made such a nice game. Yeah. I mean, I think I've watched a lot of videos about him before. There was some new things I learned though. I don't know. It was interesting seeing how much he iterated all of his art. He kept like changing it. Same with all the character portraits. I think I've seen that before. If you go to the wiki, you can see all the character portraits through the years. I think I've learned never to get too attached to things and be willing to restart. I think that's the biggest thing. You got to be critical constantly and be able to go back and be like, this is bad. I got to change this. Hello. Oh, hi, bye. Thanks for dropping by, Billy. I appreciate it. That was quick, but I appreciate it. Okay, guys, we gotta zone in. I think we can do this. Let's Control F for the word mouse. Select target. Item hover manager. .instance is hitting tile. Object under mouse. Wire destruction valid. Oh man. I think this code right here is some of the nastiest code I have in the game. It is hideous. Maybe it's not that bad. It looks kind of bad. I feel like whenever I tweak something here, I kind of get... I mess up a little bit because there's a lot of like weird ifs. So if we're hitting a tile, what happens if we're not hitting a tile? Set all of our objects to null. So I think this needs to change now because what? Who calls this? A lot of people. It's mostly for placing things and destroying things. We don't care about auto mining for placing. We only care about auto mining for destroying things, which is in this function right here. So now we don't have to be hitting the tile with our mouse. We could be just aiming in the general direction. So I'm gonna store in a bool here. Auto mine is on. Is equal to auto mine manager. Is auto mine enabled? Just for sanity's sake, I'll just put it in this variable. While we're thinking, if auto mine is on, let's make a new bool here. We're gonna call it valid tile in range. Valid tile tile within mouse range. Is equal to item hover manager dot instance dot is hitting tile. Now, if auto mine is on, we have to be a little more. We can behave differently. We're not going to look and see if we're hitting a tile. We're going to look and see if there's a tile anywhere within range. We need to see how we the controller. I think if we Control F for controller. Get nearest tile and mouse direction. That's what we want. How's this work? Mouse position in the world. Character position is equal to get our player. Okay, then we choose the direction. So we know the character's position and we know where the mouse is pointing. I actually just had a realization. Get rid of that. Player spot. Unrelated. Oh, sorry, I ignored you. Godot? This is Unity. Godot is cool, though. I do like Godot. Respectfully, it does look that bad. Yeah, I believe it. It's bad. Player spot is equal to character position. UF is equal to first tile and direction. Let's see this. Oh, yeah. No, this isn't what I want. This is not what I want. Not what I want. Oh boy. Yeah, this is actually going to be a little trickier than I thought. Can't wait to rewrite Isle Goblin and Godot. Put on the Gobby hat? Oh, you're so right. Infinite Knowledge Goblin hat. Here we go. Why bad? Oh, why is this code bad? It's bad. I guess it's not that bad. This right here is a little silly. It could just be written a little better. This right here isn't. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's fine. The placer script I think is even worse. I think that's really what I was thinking of. This isn't atrocious. I mean, it could be worse. I don't love this. Ugh. Anyways. Yeah, we need to. Oh boy. Okay. Mouse world pause. Yeah, we can do this. Mouse world position. Yeah, how are we gonna do this? If we auto mine, I almost want to just shoot a raycast out and see what tiles we hit, but no, that's no good. If it works, it's not bad. That's true. That's true, Temper Cap. Maybe I will switch to Godot one day. We'll see. Let me just brainstorm a little bit. Sorry, flashbang. Where's my mouse? There it is. Yeah, I think I want the auto mine to. Normally I would do this on paper, but we're streaming, so. If your mouse is pointing like this way, I think I'd want it to get rid of all three of these so you could actually walk that way. So I think what we need to do is almost have a function that goes this direction and checks off to either side ever so slightly periodically, looking for a valid hittable object and then sorting them by proximity, and then sending you the best one. It looks like Tic-Tac-Toe. It does. Oh, good night, Timber Cat. Thanks for dropping by. Bogo sort confirmed, not bad because it eventually works. That's so true. That's all you need. Functionality. I use Bogo sort for everything. Don't need anything else. I guess we could do that. Just have it check a bunch. I don't want to use raycasts. Yeah, I don't want to use raycasts. I guess I could. Let me think for a second. How do we actually determine whether a tile is valid and hittable? Is in range. That is actually a little tricky. We'd have to check to see if it's damageable. It's actually really kind of irritating. Okay, well. Public hint to get tile in get hittable tile in direction. We're gonna have into base pause vector to direction. We'll have a vector 2 base position actually. And then we'll have we're gonna say radius of probe. Okay. Object under mouse. Yeah. Make it first, make it good later. True. Sorry guys, I'm thinking like structurally now. I'm having trouble being very interactive while I do this. He's vibe coding for real. Yeah, I'm trying to... I have a question. Does vibe coding entail the use of AI? Because when I hear people say they're vibe coding, I always think it means that they were using AI the whole time. But I'm not sure if that's actually what that means. I don't know. I'm vibing while I'm coding. That's for sure. But I don't have... I'm not AI in. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let me think for a minute. There's a really clean way to do this, and there's a really ugly way to do this, and I'm tempted to do it the ugly way, but oh man, that'd be stupid. Yeah, this could be so much better. I might do it the ugly way. I'm back for a little while longer. Love the hat. Thanks, Gordon. I got it on Etsy. Love Etsy. I also got this little Cult of the Lamb necklace on Etsy. It's the little hang on. I wear it all the time. It's really cute. And it's pretty high quality. Sterling silver. We love that. It's a little lamb hat. Isn't that cute? Steam Cult of the Lamb has been in my Steam library forever. I should play it. It's a fun one. You know, for a guy with a Cult of the Lamb necklace, I think it's not one of my favorites. I'm a bit of a hypocrite. Not a hypocrite. A fake fan. I do love it. I do like it. I like it. It's a good game. It's a good game. I'm not like obsessed though, you know? I think if I got like a Hollow Knight necklace, that'd be more fitting. Hail the Red Crown. Start pushing merch before the game even gets on. I do get a lot of people in the stream being like, yeah, you should start with the merch. I want Goblin plushies. And I'm like, I feel weird doing that when I haven't released the game yet. But maybe that's the move. Oh boy, this is actually going to be kind of tricky. Yeah. I think what we're going to want to do is make a bunch of functions. Can X tile. Grid object. If object is null, return. Oh, return false. Otherwise, if we're in X, if the object is not null, oh, we already checked that, but who cares? And okay. And it's axable, and our ax level is greater than the required ax level, return true. Otherwise, return false. There we go. That's how you write that. There we go. That's cleaner. Now we gotta do the same thing for hoeing. I think I will leave these as separate functions since sometimes they have different requirements. I could probably combine them into one, but can pickaxe spot. Object under mouse. I believe this one is the same as the other one. So we're gonna call this can pickaxe spot. And I think this should say spot. Is pickaxe level required pick level. Cool. Use return the Boolean expression rather than if true, return true. Oh, you're right. Well. Unless we never make it through here. I mean, I could do, yeah, if pickaxe. I see, return is pickaxe and this and this. Yeah, you're right. I like it. We're optimized. This could also be squeezed in there, but I'm lazy. Did I mess up? Is axable, axe level, required axe level. Cool. Alright. Now we can do... now we'll do the hoe. Public bool, oh, private bool. Can hoe spot. We'll look at the logic here. If object is null, return false. Bool is hoe is equal to hoe level is greater than 0. If we're a hoe. If object is empty and we can hoe it. If hoe is locked, what is that? When is hoe locked? What on earth? Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave that there. If hoe is in destroy mode, the hoe can be in destroy mode? What is happening? Can hoe spot? We're just gonna say return true. Wait, why you got a big non-bread on your love? This is a tortilla blanket. It's where my cats usually sit when they're hanging out in here. The amount of childlike joy Watt has saying ho and not technically cursing makes me feel joy. I got you. I got you. Yeah, let's get the kitties to come in here. Kitties. Kitties. Kitty cats. Kitties. I don't know if they heard me. I don't know where they are. Kitties. Psst, psst, psst. There's one. Hi, little guy. Oh, he looks so sleepy. Come here. Come on up. Touch. 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 Come on. Attaboy. Hello. Sleepy little guy. How's it going? Yeah, I'm summoning demons. Last time they accidentally closed the stream. Yeah, you can sleep right here. You look sleepy. Oh. We got some little babies. They're so cute. Hi. He's a little sleepy guy. Oh. Oh. What are you doing? I'm gonna cat sit for you and teach Calvin how to unplug your router. He already knows how. He's a monster. Hi. Aw, you're so snuggly because you just woke up. Give it 20 minutes. They hunger for souls. Okay, bye, buddy. Hi, Calvin. You're gonna fall off. You look so sleepy. Ah, I love these cats. I love them. Can hoe spot is equal to can hoe spot. Object under mouse. Ah. Can roof spot is equal to can roof spot. Object under mouse. Make a shrine to the cat gods where you can offer the souls to the humans that you capture in a bottle. Ah, that's perfect. Why didn't I think of this? And then we got can clean spot. That's bothering me that that one's below the other one. Clean spot. Alright, so now we need 2 new functions. Can roof spot. Ow! Stop clawing me! Clawing me! Thank you. Yeah, you guys see my nose? Do you see that? I got clawed in the face. I was chilling in my bed, watching TV, when out of nowhere flies a cat at Mach 20. Paw to the face. He parkoured off my face like it was a backboard, like it was a basketball. It was crazy. And my glasses fell off. They flew. Ah. But I love them. Oh, they're so sweet. They didn't mean to. He was just playing. Oh, I think this one's moody at me for not letting him in sooner. He's not purring. You okay? Hi. His nose looks kind of dry. Good thing they have a vet appointment tomorrow. Public bowl. Can roof spot. This is really just... Stop clawing me. If you want to hop up, you just hop up. We're done with the clawing. Even worse. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, and they have the little dangly things in the front that you can, like, the little cinchers. Hey. He also likes the necklace. He likes to play with those. Those are not toys. How many lines of code are in the whole game? Too many. I think I did a count a while ago, and it was like 35,000, but it's probably more. And, you know, I think lines are a poor metric, because I'm overly verbose at times. I know it. I know it's true. Okay, Hobbs, you're being crazy. You're scaring me. Yeah. Let's go play somewhere else. Let's go play on the ground. I'll admit, I was never a cat owner before. I was like a dog guy. I was like, you know, cats are evil. I like cats. I'm a changed man. Even though they scratch me. It's funny, my girlfriend owns snakes. And she's always like, yeah, people are always scared of snakes hurting you, but my snakes haven't really hurt me. But cats are always like, the cat owners always have scratches, and dog owners always get scratched when they jump up on them, and I don't know. You get like little nibbles on accident every now and then. Snakes is crazy. Yeah, she has 2, well, 3 big old snakes and then a couple smaller critters. I got bit by a rattler. Jeez. Yeah, I like her snakes. They're nice. I held one once. One of them I'm scared of. Okay, sir. Let's play away from the keyboard so we don't accidentally type things. Yeah, like this code right here, not good. I could have put all this in like one line. Don't care. Lazy. Lazy. Cleaning level. Lazy. Yeah, this is bad. Are there scorpions? There are scorpions in the game. is I still bear a grudge over a cat putting a hole in my favorite Batman pants when I was a toddler. Aw, that is really sad. Yeah, I think with cats I can't really be too precious about my clothes. I have gotten some that have gotten scuffed up, kind of beyond repair. Oh, this one's sitting in his bowl. He never uses his bowl. Okay, so we have made new Hey! Stop typing. I posted a picture of my innocent Himalayan mittens in the general Discord if you want to show it. I want to see... in general... Aww. It's so cute. That's a... Hey, stop hitting my keyboard, dude. That's a Himalayan? I would have thought that was like a... I'm not a big cat expert, but it looks like a Siamese cat to me. Is there a difference? Is a Himalayan a type of Siamese? Or am I just not right? She looks really sweet. Yeah, Hobbs, I love you so much, but let's lay over here. Himalayas in a Persian and Siamese mix. Oh, okay, okay. Wow, that's so cool. Did you get from a breeder? Hey, stop it. I'm gonna turn you into a burrito. I'm gonna burrito you. Yeah, you're gonna get wrapped up. You're carne asada style. Sorry, dude. There you go. You got burritoed. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Get destroyed. Yeah, go play with your brother. You're stressing me out. Look, a toy. Don't claw me. There we go. I have a fan that rotates. So I just hooked up the little cat toy to it. Sorry. She was actually posted for rescue on Facebook. What? Oh my gosh. How's the coding been going? It's still just you doing the bulk of the development, but you still have a company that supports your development now. Yeah, I have a publisher that does a lot of like managerial stuff, and they'll help with like translation and like QA and things like that. But yeah, I do all the development still. I'm relatively sure she's a Himalayan since she's a long-haired cat. That makes sense. That's a really pretty cat. And probably, I mean, if it's part Persian, probably partially hypoallergenic, right? My girlfriend has cat allergies, so we're gonna see how that works. Like, whenever she comes over, she gets, like, really bad allergies. Which is not great. We're gonna change how this is declared, because this is a little stupid. There we go. Can pickaxe, can axe, can hoe, can roof, can clean. Cool. That's a little cleaner now. Bool can damage. Can damage. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Cool. Interesting. If you're an axe and you can axe. That's actually very strange to me. Wait, what? Oh, interesting. Ah. Yeah, thanks. Ooh, your name's kind of hard to pronounce. Smokey? Smoke? Smokey? Smoke? She's super soft, and when my cat is over, she could pet her, and she has allergies, so I guess. I see. That's awesome. C# and Unity? Yes. Yes, sir. I see what's happening here. I see. This is interesting. Okay. Okay. This code all works fine. Okay. I think I get it. What we need to do... Yeah, I see what we need to do. Is in range. Cool. Equal the max distance. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. So this is our range. And then we have the code for object is multi-tile object. So if we ever hit a tile that's like covers multiple spots, what we do is we go through each of the positions. And then what we do is we get the topmost tile. What if the table is under the mouse, but there's a book on the table and another part of the table? Oh, I see. That's tricky. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Alright, this is actually going to be a little tricky to code. I'm going to have to be really careful here. These are my references. Hobbs, do not eat my feet. That's the one rule. Nope. They just scampered out of the room. Whoa. You know what I need? A line of code for my house. I need property. Alright. So, what is our maximum range here? Max distance. Oh, I see. There's a max distance. Let's say... while... Alright, here's what we're going to do. This is probably not the most efficient way to do this. Float total distance. Float total distance checked. We're going to start at 0. While total... we're going to do a do while. Do you put the while at the end? I don't need... yeah. Total distance checked is less than max range. So what we're going to do is we're going to say plus equals incremental distance. Float incremental distance is equal to point. So here's what I'm thinking. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have, let's say you're located right here. And your mouse is pointed in this direction. And let's say there are mineable things on this tile and on this tile. What we're going to do and this is your max range that your pickaxe can reach. What we want to do is creep forward a tiny bit and reach a probe point, at which point we reach in each of these two directions. And we basically say, hey, is anything touching any of these 3 probe points? If so, that'll be our target. And then what we do is creep forward a little more. And then we say, hey, is anything touching any of these 3 probe points? If so, that'll be our new target. So in this case, we'd catch this one here. Does that make sense? I think we're going to do that. And we're just going to do that until we reach the end here. And we're just going to return the closest one. I think that's the best plan. So, this is the total distance checked. We're just going to go until we reach the max distance. That was, that's basically saying go from 0 to the green line. And then we want to set our incremental distance. How often, basically, are these little checkers going to be? I'd say we could probably get away with 1, but I'd hate to miss like a really narrow, like a probe point that would have caught right here, Maybe we'll do like 0.3 for now. This isn't going to be something this isn't going to be a burden to the game, I think. It's only going to be, you only have 1 item equipped ever. So if this has to run and check a few tiles excessively, that's probably not a huge deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to say total distance checked plus equals that 0.3. And then let's also keep a list of positions of tiles checked. So what we can do is vector 2 offset from player vector is going to be equal to direction times dot normalized times, so we're going to normalize it so it has a length of 1, and then we're going to times it by the total distance, which starts at 0 and gets bigger. Cool. Or it starts at 0.3 actually, and then gets bigger until it reaches max distance. Okay, we love to see that. Cool. And then we're gonna check 3 vectors. I'm just gonna make a list. There's probably a cooler way to do this, but I'm just gonna make a little list here. All spots this node. Now I'm gonna leave a comment here because this is kind of confusing. During this, we step along and measure periodically. In doing so, we actually check off to the side slightly too. Okay. So all spots this node to check dot add. We're gonna add base pause. Dot position to int 2 round instead of floor. Base pause plus offset from player vector. Ow! Hobbs, you're so... Oh, it's Calvin clawing me. That's kind of unusual. Sorry, guys. I'm in very deep here. I'm gonna be kind of ignoring you for a little bit. We also want to add the same thing, but with... So let's do vector 2 rightward vector, vector 2 leftward vector. It actually doesn't matter if they're right or left, because I actually don't think they technically are. What we're going to do is we're going to take the direction vector and we're going to rotate it. Luckily I have a function here that I made for rotating vectors. 90 degrees. This one will be minus 90. And that's going to be normalized. That's going to be times, what's the length of that? So that's the question. That's what I'm asking here is, when we go off and probe to the side here like this, what's this this length here gotta be? I'm gonna say like 0.2. Probe off to the side by 0.2. And you can see how we're getting that. We're literally just taking the direction, that big green arrow, we're rotating it 90 degrees, and then making it small. That's really it. And so we can add that. So now we have our 3 spots. Number 1 is the base spot plus our current offset, which is going to be this right here. And then we've got the same thing, but adding in those little other vectors, which were rotated and shrunken down. So we've got all of that. That looks good to me. Now we need to iterate through those 3 nodes to check. For each int to pause in all spots, this node to check. There's one thing I want to check here real quick. Is this function usually true or false? True. It looks like we usually just leave it. Interesting. Get foot pause true. I think we do want it to be true, actually. We want it round. Okay, let me actually think about that for a second. If this tile here, if this point right here is 0, 0, and something's position is, this is 1, 1, and something's position is 0.4, comma 0.4, we want it to, yeah, rounding is what we want. We don't want truncating. So yeah, we want it to round, which is when it's true. Okay, we're good, we're good. Ignore me. For each position in all nodes to check. So now we need to actually check and see if the thing there is mineable. So let's ask for the top object at the position, which is going to be done similarly to right here, where we basically say grid manager.instance.get tile at the top. That's what we want. We also want, if roof level is 0, then we want to ignore the roof. That's for sure. That's for sure. If we're using the keyboard, okay, let's do that. Then we need to copy the code for getting the topmost tile at a position. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Let's see here. Yep, that's good. Now, sometimes this right here will, if contains, yeah, this is actually a little annoying. Int to pause. Pause is equal to that. Pause is equal to that. And pause is equal to that. So if tiles checked dot contains Pause. So if we haven't already checked the tile, check it. And then add it. Otherwise, or yeah, check it and mark it as checked. We love copy-pasted code, don't we, chat? I know I do. That's okay. It's not too much of a sin, I think. Node to check. So, object at node. Now, okay, here's where we're at, gang. We've gotten all these little nodes to measure, these little green spots. Now we need to actually check and see, okay, what tile is here. So, the object at that node, we have to say get the top tile. It's gonna be, there's your position. Cool. Okay, so now let's say we get a grid object. If object at node is not equal to null. Bro, I have a little question. What does article and section do in HTML? Maybe somebody else in the chat can help. I have no idea. I'm not an HTML guy. Is that how you do that? Too wild. I wish I could help you. If my brother were home, I could just ask him, but I do not know. He's not home. Okay. So now we need to see if the object there is damageable. Let's see. Let's find out, shall we? If object at node is not equal to null, luckily I made all these handy functions for reuse. Can we pickaxe it? Can we damage it? At the end of the day, if we can damage, we're gonna return the position? Is that right? We want a grid object. Yeah, why would we want the position when we could give the whole grid object? Return object at node. Cool. Okay, so now we also just need to check for things like tables, which is what this code here is actually. If it's a multi-tile object, so if we can damage, if at the end of the day we're like, hey, this is a good object and we can damage it, before we actually send it off and say this gets our stamp of approval, we need to see if it covers multiple tiles. So if the object at the node is not null and the object is a multi-tile object, for each position, ADJ pause, we'll call this adjacent pause, in object at node dot get all the tiles dot to array the topmost tile at the position. Topmost tile, is it a roof? Is it MG2? Okay. If now let's actually see if we're too far. If base pause minus UUF dot vector to int 2, no, int 2 to vector 2, object at node dot pause. Dot magnitude is less than max distance. If it's close enough, then we return it. Otherwise, we return null. There we go. Look at that. We made it work. Let's see if this works. Now, what we need to do is go up here and insert this. If auto mine is on, we need to first off if multiplayer manager dot instance dot get our player equals null. I think we just need to return. Otherwise, do I do that already? I should do that lower. So we're gonna say get our player dot base pause. This function needs the position. Now we need the direction of the mouse. Ugh, that's kind of irritating. Radius of probe. I don't think I actually use that. Do I? No, I do not. Get out of here, radius. We don't use you. Yeah, what's the direction? Where's the mouse pause in world? Here we go. And it's gonna be mouse pause minus vector 2 character pause. Ah, shoot, I accidentally. There we go. Character pause is gonna be equal to this. Mouse pause minus character pause. Dot normalized for the direction. Okay, so we have the character position, the direction you want to aim. Grid object tile is equal to this. If tile is not equal to null, tile within mouse range is equal to true. If there is a tile within mouse range, and let's just make a function here for grid object auto mine override tile target. Start that out as null. Cool. If object under mouse is not equal to null, object under mouse is equal to this. Hi, kitty. Hi, Hobbs. Oh, you just entered a few lines there. Hi, you want pets? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's get off the keyboard. Thank you for typing. That was so nice of you. Trying to help me code? Catch some bugs? Got eye boogies. Kind of nasty. Nasty kitty. You just must do your German lesson. Sounds fun. Brother, what game are you making? I'm making a goblin game. Your name's Goblin Slayer, bro? I can't talk to you. I'm sorry. Do you have a preview video of your game? I do. If you go to Isle Goblin on Steam, you'll see the trailer and some of the screenshots. But I also have a YouTube channel. I see you're over on Twitch. Most of the crowd's over on YouTube at the moment. So I'm sorry if your Twitch experience seems lonely. My Twitch is kind of not too poppin'. Oh, hi, no name. Thanks for saying hi. Mittens in her Halloween outfit. Oh my goodness, she's a terrifying dragon. How horrific. Oh, that's so cute. You have such a cute cat. I love your cat. Oh my gosh. So sweet. I love kitties. Kitties are awesome. Kitties are the best. Anyone who disagrees I'll fight them. Did you answer me? I was AFK. Oh, I did. Yeah. If you look up Isle Goblin on YouTube, you'll see the trailer. I think that's my like pinned video. Or you could watch one of the videos. I go over it. Yeah. Or you can go to the Steam page. The trailer's there. If you search Isle Goblin, like ISLE, Isle as an island, Goblin, you'll find it on Steam. Yeah, I also my Twitch is a little neglected. So if you see me talking to chatters, it's because they're over on YouTube. Okay, guys, did we do it? Dare I say we did? Let's also make it so that when you enable auto mining, it says so. Let's say HUD messages dot instance dot request message auto mine enabled message dot get localized string, and we want color dot yellow, I guess, I don't know, and then we want we want it to only show on this player, so we're going to say true. And we want it to show the player name before false. So this is just sending a message when auto mining gets enabled or disabled so that the player knows. A little icon would maybe be better, but I don't think it really matters. Cool. All right, guys, we get to test it now. Do you think AutoMine works? We'll see. Place your bets, everyone. Do you think I did it right? Aw, Hobbs is so sleepy. Look at me, he's falling asleep on my hand. Cute little guy. You sleepy? A lot of time eating kibble? Hey, don't play with my necklace, bro. We've been over this. Oh, Calvin's at my feet. Calvin. Calvin. Touch. Calvin. He's too sleepy. Wish I were a cat. Nothing to worry about. Just food and annoy people. Yeah. I'm way too tired to keep watching. It's 11 over here, so I gotta go to bed. Ta-ta for now. Thanks, Jules. Yeah, no, I appreciate you dropping by. I think we're making good progress here. Also, Hobbs, I love you so much and you're so cute, but I need my hand to type. So as you probably all saw that I added a, I'm sorry, kitty. I'm so sorry. Here you go. What was that function called? Auto Mine Manager. Yes, sir. Auto Mine Manager. And we're gonna add the script. Auto Mine Manager. And then we're gonna add, we need to choose a, ow, ooh, that hurt. Stop clawing me. Why would you do that? That was rude. We need to be nice to our owners. Don't bite, don't claw the neck that feeds you. Crazy, crazy. Auto mine enabled message. Auto mining enabled. Oh no. Oh. I ruined it. There we go. Auto mining disabled message. Auto mining disabled. Disabled with a D. not an S. Cool. Alright. Alright, chat. The moment of truth. We set out today to add auto mining. We encountered a terrifying bug. But now, the moment of truth. It all leads up to this. Let me drag this over here. We can maximize it. Hobbs, you're scaring me. You're too twitchy. You're gonna claw me. You sent a third picture of Mittens. It was the first ever picture I took. Aww. Oh, he's playing Chase the Mouse on the screen. Tale as old as time. Look at this. Get it. Attack. I want to see Mittens. Oh, she's so tiny. Cute kitty. That's the cutest little baby I've ever seen in my life. I want to show some pictures of my kitties now. I would die for Mittens. Albums. Calvin and Hobbes. There's one of my first of Calvin and Hobbes. Ignore my dirty bathroom floor. They're so cute. I love them. Look how tiny they were. They were so scared. Cute. Cute kitties. I love kitties. Okay, the game started. We can focus again. Don't call her the cutest kitty in front of your own two children. I mean, she is. Yeah. They don't care. They don't have enough brain cells to care. Loading, loading, loading. God, I wish the developer of this game would make the game load faster. Just a third of a ducky says, I like ducks. With a name like that, you know, I'm actually not surprised. I'm curious though what happened to the other 2/3 of you. Like, are you okay? Did they get you? Guys, conspiracy theory time. Did you see the recent video of Jim Carrey, bro? He's been replaced. Like Selena Gomez. You should add a casino, that'd be sick. I think it's not working. What the heck? What's going on up in here? I broke it. It's all broken. What on earth? What has happened? Why are you broken? Oh no, chat. We've soiled it. Will there be a free demo? Yes, there will. Hobbs, you gotta stop clawing my feet while I'm sitting here. I cannot tolerate it any longer. You're gonna cause me pain and injury one day. Go play with your brother. Go claw your brother. Look at him. Kill. Attack. Slice. Yeah, chat, this is a problem. I'm not sure if we're stop pulling the blanket. Why are you so crazy? Ah! Yeah, play with that cable. I don't even care. Okay. It is kind of UI actually asking. Okay, so that never got called. And our swinging equipable lost its ability to hit things. Let me make sure everything's set up properly. What did you just knock over? How did you do that? Oh my goodness. I might go get some food and finish this later. And put these cats somewhere else. They're being too crazy. I think I need a snack. Who has the longer tail? You of course measure their tails every night before bed, yes. Just eyeballing it. It kind of looks like Calvin. Calvin's bigger. He's like 2 pounds heavier. Hobbs is kind of a lightweight, which is why Hobbs is the crazy one. I think he's just he's more fit. Hobbs eats a lot. Or I'm sorry, Calvin eats a lot. He's more chill. Calvin's a real one. Hobbs likes to claw your feet. Calvin wouldn't really hurt a fly, honestly. Sometimes he likes to... When he does, you can tell it's an accident. But when Hobbs does it, he's like, I want to play with your foot, dude. But maybe he's just understimulated. Maybe I'll play with him a little more. But anyways, it's been fun, chat. I think we're going to call it here. Oh, thanks for the follow, Data 2K. It's been real. I guess we could do the Wordle. We always do the Wordle. It's tradition. It shall not be denied. Alright, what's our word? What did we work on today? Mining? We should do mines for our first word. What do you think? Oh, thanks, Data. I appreciate it. We'll do mines. Thanks for the wish list. Oh, wow, look at that. We got so many letters. Off the top of the dome, smile. Hope. Alright, this could be so many things. It could be swipe. It could be... Could be spike. It could be Congo. Oh, you're right. Oh, there. Thank you, Gooey. I didn't see they were yellow. Oh, that's how you know I'm tired. Yeah, I think there might be only one option here. Yeah, maybe I need to take a nap. Well, guys, thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna go eat food and drink water. It's been fun. I'll see you next time. See you next Monday at 5. Adios.